Good morning, YouTube friends. Welcome to today's video and welcome to my parents' house. I'm actually here for the weekend and I'm super excited because it's my birthday. I am turning 26 today, which is very weird to think about because that means I'm going to be turning 30 soon and sends me down a crisis. But I am super excited because every year for my birthday, I always ask for the chocolatiest cake ever. It's usually the Costco one, but for this year, we're actually going to try to do the Queen of England's chocolate cake recipe that apparently she gets every year for her birthday, and a lot of other members of the royal family do as well. So I'm going to link down below the video that we saw. Basically, it gives a little bit of history about the royal family, their birthdays, the recipe, everything. It's a very interesting. So if you like the royal family, I'm going to link it down below. Make sure to watch it. And I'm also going to link down below the recipe. It's not super crazy from what it looks like, but I am going to need a couple hands in this. So my fiance Ruben, my mom and my sister are here to help me out. And I'm super excited because if it's famous in the royal family, I can see why I won't love it. So I'm a little nervous about how it's gonna turn out, but I'm super excited to try it out. So if you're intrigued, then let's just keep watching and let's get into the video. So first off, we're gonna start by making the ganache that's gonna go between the layers of the cake. You need a pound of ghirardelli chocolate and a pint of heavy cream, but at the moment we're just gonna put 1 cup of heavy cream to boil. And then we're going to put a cup of the ghirardelli chocolate chips to melt in the microwave. And then we're going to slowly but surely add the heavy cream onto the mix it all together, and it's going to look like this amazing hot chocolate that you wish you could eat, but you shouldn't. Once you're done mixing, the mixture will go into the fridge for about 6 hours so it can harden. Now comes a little bit of a fun part. So you have to take 6 whole eggs and separate it so you can just keep the egg yolks. And it's a little bit tricky. I learned from Cooking Mama, but even though I'm not the most skillful, this one already came broken, so it wasn't me that broke it, as you can see with the video. But yes, you take the 6 egg yolks and then you add 2 whole eggs. To this mixture, you're going to add 4 ounces of granulated sugar. You're going to mix it all together with a whisk until it comes like about thick and gooey. And then you're going to move it over to this thing that I don't know what it's called, but in Spanish it's called baño de María. You basically just have to put boiling water in this pot, and then on top of it you're going to add the bowl with the egg mixture. You're going to whisk it together, but you got to be careful because if you leave it on there for too long, it's going to turn into scrambled eggs like the royal chef says in his video. So just make sure that you're whisking it and making sure that everything's okay with the temperature. And once that's done, you're going to move it over to, well, we have the KitchenAid, to whatever mixture or bowl that you have. You're going to mix it together for a while. We don't have an exact amount of time, but it's going to start looking like this. Once that adventure's over, you're going to add 2 ounces of flour with 1 ounce of Dutch cocoa powder. You're basically going to sieve it, and you're going to mix it all together like so. Once it's all sieved up, you're going to go ahead and integrate it into the egg mixture that we did previously. You're going to fold it in all together, and you're also going to add 2 ounces of melted butter to the mix, and you're going to keep folding it together until everything is evenly distributed. When you're done, make sure to put some parchment paper at the bottom of the cake tin, and then you're going to pour the whole mixture on there. And it's a little bit confusing, so the website that I found, it says that you have to bake for 20 minutes, and the video says that you have to bake it for 35. So this first one, we baked it for 20 minutes. We put it in there at 350 degrees, and it came out fine. It just seemed to have shrunk a little bit when it came out. So since it was a lot smaller than we anticipated, we actually baked a second one, which we baked for 35 minutes, and it came out a lot better, a lot thicker. When it came out, just make sure with a spatula to take it around the edges so it's easier to flop it onto a different surface so it can cool down for 2 hours. So in the meantime, my mom, my sister, and I went to my Animal Crossing birthday party, which was super fun. And when the 2 hours went by and the cakes cooled off, so I'm showing you that was the second cake, this was actually the first cake we baked, it's time to actually cut it. So in the video, the royal chef cuts it in 3 pieces, but I think ours were too skinny, which is why we made the 2 different cakes. So we actually just cut it in 2, and we made 4 layers instead of the 3 layers with that 1 cake, if that makes any sense. So like I said, we made the extra cake just so we could have an extra layer, so it could be a little bit thicker because I like thick cakes, not thin. And then you take the chocolate ganache that you put in the fridge for about 6 hours, and you spread it over every layer of the cake, and you start building it into this adorable little cake tower. So I didn't show this part, but you basically have to do that first step where you make the chocolate ganache all over again. But this time you don't put it in the fridge for the 6 hours. You just take it as soon as it's ready and you pour it on top of the cake. So that's just gonna cover it completely. And it's gonna get messy. So you put it on top of a cooling rack and we put the aluminum foil at the bottom so all the chocolate can fall there. You can obviously make the cake maybe a little bit more perfect by cutting the sides so that way it's actually a uniform and there's no crazy edges. But I wanted to let the cake stand with its natural beauty. So that's why it's a little bit wonky, but I don't care because it's going to my belly. So this is the end result with everything melted on top of it. And now you have to put it in the fridge for a couple of hours for it to harden. So in the meantime, my parents and my sister and my fiance and I, we watched the Mulan premiere. No reviews, no spoilers here, even though if you saw the original, you already know what's gonna happen. But it was so much fun because we made some popcorn in our popcorn machine and our concession stand was full. So the next day, my sister made us some French toast breakfast. We watched Kiki's Delivery Service, which is one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies, and I used to watch it all the time when I was sick when I was little. So definitely hit all the feels. And by the time we were done during the day, it was time to take the cake out, and it looks fresh out of the fridge because it was. So we let it stand for a couple of hours, and then it was time to actually taste the creation. Welcome to my cake cutting ceremony. So they just sang me happy birthday, so I saved your ears from the beauty of our voices singing happy birthday, but I wanted to show you how pretty it looks. Look at the layers, how they look, super fudgy, super delicious. My family didn't want to be on camera this time, so you're just gonna hear their voices for the review. I melted mine because I like my chocolate melted. Ruben seemed to like it, so let's see what they say.
I like the fact that it's cold because the chocolate's cold.
I heat mine up.
Ya, tiene una buena textura el chocolate así, no sé cómo te caliente.
Mejor.
Really?
How does it taste?
I think it tastes better.
Have you tasted it cold?
No.
Then how you know?
Do you want to take
Because I know.
it?
Yeah, let me taste test. Taste test time.
Ganache.
I will say though,
I'm hard to do.
for me, maybe the chocolate a little more like milk chocolate rather than dark chocolate.
Rather than dark chocolate,
Yeah.
I guess the queen likes her dark chocolate, but I like my milk chocolate.
Actually, me gusta que sea dark. A little kick to it. A little bitterness.
Alrighty then.
Porque no es muy fuerte, ¿no?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to sleep.
It's really yummy. And we're here. Post taste test time. It was okay. Let's talk about our thoughts. It was a little bit weird filming because my family didn't want to be on camera today. I don't know why. But I respected it, so most of it's gonna be you guys hearing them saying what they think and me eating it on camera. But now we can actually sit down and talk about it. I really liked it. I'm not a huge fan of dark chocolate, so I think if I would have changed the recipe maybe to milk chocolate, maybe it would have been more to my liking because there's a lot of bitterness, but not too crazy in the cake.
Yeah,
So I really liked it. The sponge cake is amazing. I think the sponge cake by itself, with either the milk chocolate or maybe like a peanut butter ganache or something, would have been like the best cake maybe I've ever tasted. It was just the actual. I vote 3 out of 4 happy dances just because I'm not a big dark chocolate fan and it took me like a little bit to get used to, but it was really good. What were your thoughts?
It was good. Again, same thing. The dark chocolate isn't my forte, but I feel that if the dark chocolate was on the inside and then the milk chocolate was on the outside, it would have balanced it out a bit.
Ooh, that would have been nice.
Because the cake itself was 100% cocoa powder.
Yes.
Dark chocolate on the inside, dark chocolate on the outside. It was great.
But after a little bit, you're like, this is too much.
I'm good with one slice.
Yep.
So that was my thing.
I'm done for like another 2 hours and I'll go get another
cup of
slice.
coffee with that would be really good. It was good. I liked it.
Yes.
It was good. It was good.
So what's your rating? I did 3 out of 4 happy dances,
2.5
which you didn't see on
out of
camera.
4.
What?
2.5
2.5?
out of 4. I'm not a cake person.
That's true. And he's not a chocolate person
Yeah.
either. You like more sorbets
So
and
you do
stuff.
some fruity stuff?
Yeah.
But, like, all day.
That's more up your aisle.
Yeah.
Your alley.
Miles.
Your alley. Okay. So yes, I think it was a success. My mom said she really liked it. My sister really liked it too. My dad liked it so much he's taking a nap right now. So I think that's a winner in my book as well. So yeah, I think I might try to do again next year the actual sponge cake itself, but then maybe do ganache, a peanut butter ganache in between the layers, and do milk chocolate.
I think
So
we'll be doing it sooner than
yeah, I was gonna say
It was
stick
really
around
good.
because we might redo it, but kind of put a little bit of our own
Yeah.
flair in it to see how it tastes.
Yeah.
So stick around if you're interested in that. But thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Peace.